I'm going to be doing this one by myself this evening, just because Alan is editing some videos. And it's, it's a short one. I'm probably just going to be on and off again. I don't really have any plans to stream anything afterwards, only because I've actually got a bit of catching up with thumbnails and things to do and upload, so I'm going to get on that afterwards. Martin, how are you, dude? We are watching Capcom. It was the only one today that was seemed to be any good. From what I've heard, the Take-Two one was a complete write-off. I kind of went... I took a bit of a chance, but it seems to have paid off. Basically, I looked at what most people were, like, actually showing the times for. And this was one of the only ones they were actually doing that for. Then again, I did miss some of the other good ones, apparently, according to Reese, like the Gorilla Collection and things like that. But I was working that day anyway, so I couldn't make it. But yeah, I feel like this is going to be hit and miss, this one, because this is the first time Capcom's done their own thing. So my expectations are through the floor. I don't expect much. Not much at all. Can only be pleasantly surprised. Let's turn the sound down, shall we? And I'll see if we must be getting quite close. Oh, that's good. Song's just ending anyway. Martin, how are you tonight, dude? You okay? Let's crank this up a little bit.
Throughout this, we've been running polls all day long.
Oh, I love a poll.
Because of course we are coming up pretty dang quick on the Capcom.
Watch and revive Beautiful Joe or something.
What we know officially.
I mean, they could. There's so much stuff they could bring back.
By our friend Seltzer. Then we know we're gonna get stuff on the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. We're gonna get stuff on Monster Hunter Rise. We're gonna get stuff on Monster Hunter Stories 2. We're gonna get.
They might give like a Monster Hunter Rise release date for PC. Yeah, I mean, what is everyone expecting?
I hope more on that Resident Evil multiplayer game. Yeah. And then if you
because I don't really know.
I know earlier. You want to talk
yeah, I'm okay, man. Yeah, just a bit hot. That's all.
Down the rabbit hole. I don't want to get anyone's hopes up here. Although it would be fantastic to have.
No, I think that's the key thing, isn't it? Just don't get your hopes up. We'll just see if it's we get some nice one or two nice surprises. We'll see how they deal with it. I'm guessing it's another half an hour thing. It can't be too long.
Not super into puzzle mystery games.
I don't think we'll see anything Resident Evil, just because we've only just had a new release. Apart from Resi 4 remake or more of the VR one, maybe, but that's it. Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, maybe some DLC. I don't know if they've confirmed DLC for Resi 8 though, have they?
It's so smart, right?
I don't know. I haven't really looked into it.
Of course, Ace Attorney, the Chronicles here, the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, 2 games that were released in Japan, finally coming here on July 27th, and it's about time, ladies and gentlemen. This is what you've been waiting for, right?
No, it starts now.
5, 4, 3.
Reese, good timing.
1, go.
It's starting now. Just trying to get the sound levels right. Did you think it had started early because of that Monster Hunter AMA? Alright, see if that's alright. Hopefully it's not too loud. That's probably about right, isn't it? Capcom. This is the first time they've done an E3 thing, I'm sure. Like their own thing.
Welcome to the Capcom E3 Showcase.
Can
I'm your
turn it up a
host,
bit.
Rachel Querico, aka Seltzer, and I'll be your guide as we walk through the latest releases, news, and updates from Capcom. We'll hear from the Resident Evil Village team, share some news from the world of Monster Hunter, and get the latest on Ace Attorney. Then we'll wrap up with some updates from our friends at Capcom Fighters. So what are we waiting for? Let's get started. Our first stop
Oh,
today,
she's smiling too
Resident
much.
Evil Village.
She's
The
smiling way too
Resident Evil
much.
franchise continues to pioneer the latest and greatest in survival horror. The team has been blown away by the response to Resident Evil Village, which launched last month. It brought the world another chapter in this decades-long story as the franchise celebrates its 25th anniversary this year. I'm honored to be able to introduce Tsuyoshi Kanda, producer on Resident Evil Village, with a special message for the fans.
Nah, she can smile. It's fine.
Bye-bye.
You know me, just jaded. It feels like a fake smile. Let's put it that way. Oh, good. The stream's dying. Hero, how are you?
I think it's time you left things in my hands. Go on, rest now.
Hi everyone, my name is Tsuyoshi Kanda, producer on Resident Evil Village. I wanted to take this opportunity to thank everyone who's played since we launched the game in May. We hope you're enjoying this new chapter in survival horror. As a reminder, everyone who purchases Resident Evil Village will gain free access to our online multiplayer title, Resident Evil Re:Verse, where players go head-to-head with their favorite Resident Evil heroes and bioweapons. I'm now happy to announce that Resident Evil Re:Verse will go live next month across all supported platforms. So head into the fray to celebrate.
Looks a bit
Resident
jank, doesn't it,
Evil
Re:Verse?
anniversary.
But I mean, if it's free, you know, whatever. Buy it now! Just buy it. Nah, it's just, oh, there you go, look. Additional DLC for Resident Evil Village. You say by popular demand, but you were going to do it
Thank you,
anyway.
Kanda-san, for that wonderful update. Next up, some long-awaited news from the world of Monster Hunter. Whether it's adventuring alongside monsters or battling them with friends, we've got something for you. First, let's dive into the brand new story-based RPG entry to the series.
Oh, this is
Monster
the
Hunter Stories 2, Wings of
anime
Ruin.
one, isn't it? Anime. Switch is getting greedy with 2 Monster Hunter games.
This was his fate.
At least we've actually got a good quality stream this time.
And skilled, but against the awesome power of nature, he was merely a man. He never stood a chance.
All around, things just kept getting worse. But I heard that Guardian Ratha had survived and returned to Hekola Island.
Have any of you guys played the first
I
one?
went there to see Red's old Monsty again.
Monsty?
Then, of course, that's when I met you.
Yeah, the first one was on the 3DS.
Stone, and now a Rathalos egg. This is destiny.
Any good, Rocky?
This is the legendary monster, Ray's Wing Ratha, the monster with the wings of ruin.
It's said that a beat of its wings can bring about waves of destruction.
Many people believe there's a connection between the strange happenings and the wings of ruin. The pits are appearing everywhere, and they're emitting a strange light.
It is a bit Xenobladey, yeah. Actually, that looks very Xenobladey right there.
What's
Looks
this
pretty
whole
good, though.
idea of forming kinship with monsters? How do you control them?
It's not about control. Monsters help riders of their own will. And the bonds between monsters and riders are just like your bond with Tsukino.
What kind of power does Ratha really have? Why are all of these pits appearing? And who are those people who want to take Ratha for themselves? All I have are questions.
If there's worry or doubt in your voice, Ratha will become anxious too.
Very nice presentation.
That you will protect him no matter what.
I can sense the flames of his life force weakening. The burden of such great power is too much for his body to bear.
A voice. Can you hear it?
I see they're making amiibos for this already.
Riders can bond with monsters. Surely you can groove with fellow humans.
They have the power of kinship. They're friends. They're monsties. Humans carry the strength of everyone they meet.
Calling them monsties, I don't know.
My friends here taught me that. I believe in the strength of humanity.
Is the combat turn-based? I couldn't really tell from that little short bit where they were attacking, but it looked like it, didn't it? Free title updates. Oh, nice. So adding it to Rise. Monster Hunter's got a bloody good theme song, hasn't it? Oh, sorry, they're adding the dog from Rise to Stories. Got it. Demo June 25th. Deluxe edition. They're going to show amiibos. Amiibos. There you go. Amiibos. You get... They're doing a lot of cross-related stuff, aren't they? July 9th. That's very soon.
Looks
you
pretty
prefer
epic,
Monstos.
right? And how about that announcement? The canine
Monsters
companion
is the best
Calamute
breakfast
from Monster
cereal.
Hunter Rise will be joining Monster Hunter Stories 2 as one of the new Monsties in the first free title update coming soon after the game's release. You can get an early peek at the game with the Monster Hunter Stories 2 Wings of Ruin trial version starting on June 25th, which also carries your progress over to the full game release just a few weeks later on July 9th.
Her jacket looks
That's
like
not the
Claire's
only way to
from
join the
Resident
hunt.
Evil.
Millions of you made Monster Hunter Rise a
Wonder
huge
if that means
success
anything.
earlier this year. And we have even more content coming, including a new collaboration on the Rise.
Shreddies are made by
Let's find out
Grannies,
more.
who makes Monsties. Ghosts?
Let's go!
Just the dead. Like, what else are they going to do?
This is for my fellow hunters!
Okay. Oh, they're pretty famous for having collabs with lots of different games, though, aren't they?
I have a good feeling. What will it be? Moon's blessing emerged.
Like World had quite a few crossover things. I doubt they'll show more than just this one, though, right? It feels, yeah, it's pretty good. Like, this is, considering this is their first go at something like this, seems pretty good so far. So far. Although nothing really new, is it? Like, oh, Rezi's getting some DLC. Okay. Monster Hunter Stories. Was that the first time it got a release date? I don't know. Was Monster Hunter always this much weebish? I mean, Stories was, but even like just normal Monster Hunters kind of like very, very Japanese. Dreadfully Japanese. No, not dreadfully, aggressively Japanese.
There has never been a better time to be a Monster Hunter fan. With all the new updates to Monster Hunter Rise and the launch of Monster Hunter Stories 2 this summer. We can't wait to hear about your own stories of adventure. Well, that's not the only thing Capcom has in store for us this July. Fans of Phoenix Wright will have new chapters to explore with the release of the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles.
I'm hoping this
North
gets
American
released physically
and European future
over
attorneys
here.
will finally be able to get their hands on the Great Ace Attorney Adventures and the Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolve, which were
Love the
previously only
artwork
available
there.
in Japan. You'll travel back in time to the late 19th century Japan and London to play as Ryunosuke Naruhodo, Phoenix Wright's ancestor, in this action-packed prequel. Now let's hear more about the story.
His surname's Naruhodo.
Welcome to the centre of the world. Great Britain's mighty capital, London.
This country is incredible.
Yeah, I hope we get a physical release. I think a physical release has been confirmed for America already, but we haven't got one in Europe, as far as I'm aware.
Let us unravel this mystery.
London! Going to the big smoke.
Who are you? Herlock Sholmes. You must have heard of me.
We must solve this case, Naruhodo-san.
Let us engage in the art of deduction.
Oh yeah, it's Sholmes. Herlock Sholmes.
Well,
I think that's what they've actually called him, Herlock Sholmes.
it would seem the truth is now tantalizingly close.
The defense demands its right to a cross-examination.
London, of course, famous for being filled with cogs.
Your testimony completely contradicts the facts.
Objection! My lord, with all due respect, this is an outrage!
You're the best lawyer in the world.
Look at how good that art is.
So we have 10 new
so
cases
lovely.
and 8 mini escapades where you can take on the role of a defense attorney. Now, we all want to see some gameplay, right? Let's take a closer
really,
first
Mo?
look at 2 gameplay features new to the franchise in the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles: Dance of Deduction and Summation Examination.
Minor spoilers may be included,
John,
Reese.
Capcom's marketing brand manager for the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles.
So this is the capital of Great Britain.
Where to?
The Supreme Court in Whitehall, if you wouldn't mind.
Where to, Governor?
Capcom is thrilled to present 2 new gameplay features, Dance of Deduction and Summation Examination, coming to the Ace Attorney series.
While investigating to prove your client's innocence, players will come across conspicuous situations that require further examination.
I've only played through the first one,
Legal aid Susato,
which was very
and the
good.
Brilliance of deduction from Detective Herlock. Herlock will proceed to present his logic and reasoning spectacular, a grandiose yet flawed series of conjectures.
What? It's a shame they haven't got full voice acting. Then again, this is... Was this originally... This was originally a 3DS game, wasn't it? So that would have been a lot of extra work. I think it was.
Ryunosuke and Susato will then discuss to correct the flaws in Herlock's deductions.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I think this was... the only...
At this point, players will be prompted to search for clues that help identify the errors in the detective's logic.
I want to say
the truth to the mystery.
That this is the only one apart from... I think there was an Edgeworth Chronicles or something, a second one that came out in Japan. I think this is the only other one that didn't come out.
As players present new evidence and observations, Herlock will amend his deductions based on the new information.
I think it was more of a
Upon
space
uncovering
issue,
the truth,
internet.
Yunosuke and Herlock enter into a semi-metaphorical, semi-literal dance that brings them to the conclusion of the dance of deduction.
Oh no, he's hot. Okay.
In courtroom battles, players will attempt to convince 6 jurors of the innocence of their client.
Why
Their
not,
progress will be
Martin?
displayed and represented by 2 scales of justice. One black, representing a guilty verdict.
Ah, cheers, Rocky.
one
Yeah,
white,
I thought there was a
representing
second one. I know the first one came out over here because I have it.
Summation examination. Take the stand to face off against the jurors. All of whom provide explanations as to why they've reached their guilty verdict.
Oh, John. Should that guy be throwing a knife in a?
You'll have to identify conflicting statements
court?
and sway the jury in your favor. Examine each statement carefully and select 2 contradicting jurors to call out the flaws in their logic.
Objection!
Be ready to provide
I
evidence.
don't- I
from the
couldn't
court
see her
record
going in
to
a
help
mosh
prove the
pit.
contradiction in their claims. When you successfully point out one of these contradictions among the jurors, you might just change their minds too. With a slam of their fist, each juror you persuade will send a fiery ball towards the scales above and literally tip the scales of justice in your favor. Bring each contradiction to light and persuade the jury to help prove your client's innocence.
Objection! My lord, with all due respect, this is an outrage!
This
What is a
just
man?
small taste of the exciting new gameplay features in the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles.
You're absolutely
We're
right,
very
Martin.
excited
I shouldn't.
to get this game in the hands of both new
Anyone
fans
can be a metal fan.
and diehard fans alike. Thanks for watching.
Oh, that's coming out on PS4 as well, and Steam.
It already seems like I have a bunch of games to catch up on. There are some exciting new adventures and titles to look forward to. Well, that's a look at the new premieres from Capcom, but what about esports? Let's close out today's showcase with a few words from 2 of the stars of Capcom fighters, Rob TV and Vicious. They'll tell us what's been going
If this
on
is
with Capcom
actually it.
esports, including updates on the Capcom Pro Tour, Intel World Open, Street Fighter League, and all the other content on Capcom
I love
Fighters.
Noel Fielding.
Over to you guys.
What's going on, everybody?
They gotta
and
show at
welcome
least
to the Capcom
something
esports
new, right?
presentation for E3 2021. My name is Vicious, commentator for the Capcom Pro Tour as well as Street Fighter League. Here with
Pragmata?
competitive Street Fighter 5 player
Please?
and host extraordinaire, Hollywood, Rob TV. What's going on, Rob?
Oh my goodness, Vicious. Host extraordinaire. That just sounds beautiful. It has a ring to it. And I think that's the perfect word to describe what we have for
Oh,
everyone
Pragmata's
today.
the space
Street
one,
Fighter
isn't it?
5,
Yeah, that's the one I wanted to
E3.
see.
It just feels right and you feel the electricity in the air. Nice!
Nice!
What? That was nasty. And there might be some people at home, Vicious, who don't fully know what competitive Street Fighter 5 is. The long and the short of it is this. We travel all around the world, state to state, country to country, and we try to bring our opponent's life bar from 100 all the way down to 0 and feel pretty goddamn good doing it.
That's right, Rob. If you think you're the best in your region, sign up for Capcom Pro Tour to prove it and become possibly a world champion at Street Fighter 5.
The double perfect, the way he looked at the camera like...
Smug.
So
I know,
this year's
Smug.
CPT overall, it's a series of tournaments that have
I don't know,
$5,000 on the line
dude.
for
Like,
each tournament, but that money alone, that's not the big.
I always thought it looked pretty good, Street Fighter 5, but I haven't played fighting games. So.
Capcom Cup.
You're the best in South Wales, probably, Martin. I mean, you're probably the only person in South Wales that has a PlayStation.
So behind me, you can see
PS5 anyway.
All of its glory, the Capcom Pro Tour 2021 official stage and set, and that's a place that you are very, very familiar with.
That's right. We take all of our events and broadcast it live from this stage, and we check out all of the top competitors from each and every one of these regions.
Sure.
And speaking of, the Capcom
You could represent South Wales.
2021, we have 32 events going on
Why not?
in the Capcom Pro Tour, spanning across 19 different territories.
Live your
So there's
dreams.
so many opportunities for players from around the world to get that ticket into Capcom Cup this season. I'm absolutely excited because, again, that is a big change from what 2020 was into what we could expect for 2021.
And Mago is your first qualifier for Japan for the Capcom Pro Tour.
Not only can you catch the Capcom Pro Tour live on the Capcom Fighters channel, you can do so on a plethora of platforms. We have it on Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. Of course, if you don't catch it live, you can also check out the VODs for all the competitive studying you would need to become a successful Street Fighter V player, as well as catching some of the community-focused content that we have on Capcom Fighters. We have No Neutral, the official pre-show of the Capcom Pro Tour. We have sets where we take players from around the world and play off in an exhibition first to 10. Not only that, actually, we do have Street Fighter League that's happened season after season, non-stop action. 6 teams of 3 duke it out in this battle tournament series to see who will walk away with the championship. And
I have to say though, is there many people that don't know what esports are as far as Capcom stuff? I am dropping frames, by the way, before anyone mentions.
That you make is not just about you anymore.
Oh.
Look for more news on
Oh boy, the whole thing is dropping.
It's Oki time. What's gonna happen? Nice. He checks it. He checks the movement.
There we go. Should be alright now. Luckily, it was only happening in this.
Let's not forget.
Yeah, that's fair, Reese.
Intel World
No
Opening
problem.
is happening right now. Top players representing 11 regions around the world are competing for their place in the World Finals happening next month. Be sure to check out the
Saying that, if they're going to show anything, it'll be the last thing, right?
Current standings and broadcast schedule.
To commemorate this event, everyone who logged in during this period will receive an exclusive competitor title and dojo object. You do not want to miss this.
I highly recommend everyone to stay tuned for future Capcom Pro Tour updates on the
I think this will be done in like 5
We've had
minutes.
so many events so far. We started off
What
with
the fuck?
Japan
Someone's downloading
region.
shit.
We've had a couple of more events going on afterwards, but the action does not stop. In fact, we're going to be continuing off with the Midwest region for the Capcom Pro Tour. I know you're definitely excited about that.
100%. I mean, of course, your boy is from Ohio. Make sure you guys tune in to see the tournament.
You do not want to miss some of the best Street Fighter V players in the world compete head-to-head.
So it's you. I dare you to find better Street Fighter. I dare you.
This is a game about being a world warrior. Capcom Cup tournament
Obviously, they got a rivalry.
I'm the best in the world.
This game has changed the lives of so many people here.
Ooh! Nice! The pop-off! That's what I'm talking about.
What's the demo on, Reese? Is it PC only?
This is the ultimate Street Fighter V experience. This is Capcom Pro Tour.
Someone's downloading shit. I can't. Yeah, it's even affecting the watching the stream now. Can you guys still hear me?
Thanks, guys. It's been a really exciting season so far, and
So
I
annoying.
can't wait to see how this plays out on the road to Capcom Cup. Remember to check out Capcom Fighters' Twitch and YouTube channels for more information and to watch the latest matches. So that's a wrap for Capcom at E3 this year. Let's recap what we all saw. Resident Evil Village
Let's
is
recap
back with the
Com.
latest installment of the survival horror experience and RE-verse as part of the franchise's 25th anniversary. We have new adventures to embark on in the world of Monster Hunter with Monster Hunter Stories 2, Wings of Ruin, and Monster Hunter Rise. And don't forget to go back in time with the great Ace Attorney Chronicles to tap into the family history of Phoenix Wright and solve new cases. Finally, don't miss out on the esports fun. Make sure you catch the latest matches with Capcom Fighters. There really is something for everyone here today. But don't go anywhere yet. Join the conversation on Twitter and make sure you check out the Capcom virtual booth on the E3 portal to watch all these videos again and more. I'm Rachel Querico, aka Seltzer. Thank you for being part of the Capcom experience at E3 this
speaking volumes here. I want to see what they're going to say.
Welcome back, and that is a wrap on Capcom's presentation. I thought that rhymed for a second, and then I was gonna go, that rhymed, and then I was like, that didn't rhyme.
I love seeing the wheel. I saw the
You
gears
saw the
turn,
wheels
like,
turning!
No, that's not.
I was like, that doesn't rhyme at all. It's just day
Come on, what are you
three,
gonna say?
I'm just feeling it, folks.
Sleep
I'm
deprived,
feeling
sure,
it, yeah.
sure, yeah, I understand.
Not gonna lie though, that certainly got me amped. We saw a lot of great titles there.
That
and we're
got
gonna
her
go into more
amped.
depth about
Fucking
Brady's
hell.
Attorney Chronicles
That
and
actually
all
got her
the stuff that we
amped.
saw dropped with
Yep,
Resident
you're
Evil.
getting turned off because you're fucking lying. Yeah. I'm gonna keep it short and sweet, like me. If you don't have anything to show, don't do a fucking conference. Don't have a conference if you've got nothing to show. You don't have to do something. Just because everyone else is doing it does not mean you have to do it. I'm sorry, it's just like one too many of these now that have just been kind of pointless. I actually missed the comment. What did it say? What's that? One best press for them. Like they could, I don't know. I mean, it was 10 minutes of it was basically telling us what Street Fighter Esports was. Which, we didn't need it. We had another couple of minutes telling us that essentially they were making Resident Evil 8 DLC. That was it. Someone on the E3 said it was the best presentation so far. They must be fucking blind, or they've had way too many monsters or something. Well, this is the first thing they've ever seen. Yeah, my sodium chloride levels are through the roof. I'm sorry, it's not even like necessarily worse than some of the others, but I just feel like it's just a real shame. It's a real shame. It's a very good job that if I'm going to have internet problems, which I am having right now, as you can probably see, at least it's this one it's having problems with and not the other ones. Oh god, is this just going to be the quotes? It's just going to be quotes now, isn't it? Yeah, I hate to be like negative about it, but that was a fucking massive waste of time. Massive waste of time. They don't have to produce something like this if they don't have anything to show, or like not, you know, they don't have enough to fill up 30 minutes with like decent content. Or like some real announcements. Yeah, it was essentially everything there we already knew, right? Pretty much. Barring one or two details which could have been said in like, you could have summed it all up in 5 minutes, right? But I don't know. Waste of time. Waste of my fucking time.